From Washington, this is VOA News. Coming up, a caution to Moscow from Washington regarding Ukraine. A month ago, a Malaysian passenger plane disappeared. The White House says it has strong evidence that some pro-Russian protesters who took over government buildings in 3 eastern Ukrainian cities on Sunday appeared to be spokesperson Jay Carney.
We're concerned about several escalatory moves in Ukraine over the weekend, and we see those as a result of increased Russian pressure on Ukraine. As you noted, we saw groups of pro-Russian demonstrators take over government buildings in the eastern cities of Kharkiv, Donetsk, and Luhansk. And there is strong evidence suggesting some of these demonstrators were paid and were not local residents.
Carney told reporters Monday that the Obama administration is telling Russia to stop intervening in eastern Ukraine and is threatening more sanctions if Moscow does not comply. Protesters in the eastern Ukrainian city of Donetsk, who seized control of the government's main administration building, have announced the creation of a sovereign people's republic independent of Kiev. Protesters said a referendum on creating an independent Donetsk People's Republic would be held no later than May 11th. 2 Europeans working for the United Nations have been shot and killed in Somalia's Puntland region. In an interview with VOA, Puntland President Abdiweli Mohammed Ali said a mentally ill security guard shot the 2 men who worked at the UN Office on Drugs and Crime and had come to Puntland to help construct a prison. Russian President Paul Kagame paid tribute to the victims of the 1994 Rwandan genocide on Monday. VOA's Gabe Joslow has more now from Kigali.
African heads of state and foreign dignitaries joined commemoration events in the Rwandan capital, beginning with a ceremony to light the national flame of mourning at the Kigali Genocide Memorial. April 7th marks the day 20 years ago when ethnic Hutu militias began a killing rampage, targeting Tutsis and moderate Hutus who would not take part in the slaughter. Some 800,000 people were killed within 100 days. President Kagame honored the victims at a memorial event at Kigali's Amahoro Stadium. Thousands of people filled stadium seats to watch speeches, performances, and a video to commemorate the anniversary. Gabe Joslow, VOA News, Kigali.
Vatican says a Dutch priest has been shot and killed at his monastery in the Syrian city of Homs. 75-year-old Jesuit had lived in Syria for decades and had refused to leave Homs despite more than a year of intense fighting there. Witnesses say the priest appeared to have been directly targeted. Roadside bomb blast has killed at least 13 in southern Afghanistan. That blast came 2 days after Afghans cast their ballots for president and members of the local provincial councils. Taliban had threatened to disrupt Saturday's vote, but the election took place amid relative peace. A month ago today, Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 disappeared on a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people aboard. The search for the plane continues, and on Monday, Australian and U.S. Navy officials said they had detected more acoustic signals that may belong to the plane's flight data recorders. We get more now from VOA's Steve Herman.
Authorities Monday say they are very encouraged but remaining cautious amid the clearest indications yet of where the wreckage of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 could be. The best clues during the month-long search have been picked up by U.S. Navy black box detection equipment being towed by an Australian naval ship in deep waters more than 1,500 kilometers northwest of Perth, Australia. A British naval vessel, the HMS Echo, is heading to an area where a Chinese patrol ship, the Haishun 1, detected acoustic pings Friday and Saturday, about 2 kilometers apart. Steve Herman, VOA News, Bangkok.
Venezuelan TV journalist working for Globovisión has been kidnapped by armed masked men in the western section of the capital, Caracas. Police officials have not commented on the case. Venezuela, among the most violent countries in Latin America during the past month and a half of ongoing protests, demonstrators have complained about high crime rates along with soaring inflation and the scarcity of basic goods. And Monday was World Health Day, and the World Health Organization highlighted the annual observance with information about the increasing threat of diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, Lyme disease, yellow fever, and others. Get more news at our website, voanews.com.